Is this visible to all of you? The screen? Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Is the screen visible to all of you? Okay. Yeah. This is based on your mutation testing, how it will be done, what is mutant score, how the analysis will be done based on that one simple example. That's it. So, okay. So we'll just quickly move on to this. What is mutation testing? We already know that. So in a particular software testing, it's a one part where we introduce some seeded faults. With respect to that, that particular fault, whatever you will be introducing, it is nothing but the change that you are making it for the from the original program. You need to okay. Certain changes, whatever you are making it for that particular program, is nothing but mutants. So we introduce some, that is nothing but your faults or the errors you are introducing to that. So it's a type of white box testing itself. Normally, it will be used during the unit testing. Unit testing is stepwise or a particular module wise testing. That's what we'll be saying here. So in that particular one particular module, in the entire particular one application or one particular uh, program file, for that particular program file, each line you're checking it. So that's what your unit testing is all about. So that's how it will be working with respect to your mutation testing. It's a strategy based on your fault based testing itself. So, and mutation was originally proposed in the year 1971. This was not there with respect to the previous slide. So you just add this. So, but lost forever due to the high cost involved, because in order to change one single particular line, your programmer may ask you certain amount of money. So one change, one program. If you have 1,000 lines, you need to change it. Each line you may change one particular member. Like you may change the variable value itself, or you can change the uh, operator or if else statement or conditional statements. You can change it. Anything. Instead of if else, you can just go with switch. So in that particular case, one more program. So each particular program, if you just for one changes, if it costs a lot of money, means then the investor will be, or the particular that particular owner of the company may think that it will be having a very huge amount of loss under that particular period. So how it will be executed, this is what the diagram shows. Original program, fault introducements, many mutant program. So original program with respect to mutant program, you're checking it with respect to the test case or the test input that you are feeding it for each one of it. If the output is compared at the last, if the results for original and the mutant program are different, mutant is killed. Otherwise, mutants will be kept alive for rigorous testing of that particular mutant. Once again, that mutant, keeping that as a original one, will change certain things. Will just do the same particular task. If the output is different, mutants are killed. Once the mutants are killed with respect to all the particular case scenarios that we have assumed, then we say that it's a error-free or bug-free program or the application. So this is how they will be just doing it. Step-by-step execution. Whatever I said it has been written in the in terms of statements. You can just verify with respect to that. Okay. Whatever just I said, no, the same thing. So I'll not go through that particular slide. So next, how to create the mutant programs. So a mutant program is nothing but syntactically you can change one particular statement, or you can introduce a particular new operator, or you can change the entire particular constant value itself. Anything it can be, right? We have seen that particular example. See, one particular program has been given. This is the original program. If x is greater than y, x is one value, y is one value. If x goes greater than y, then print hello, else print hi. Your mutant program, what it says is x is less than y, then print hello, else print hi. If both the things are resultant is one and the same, if both the times, if I execute the original program also, if it's thinking that x value is 10 and y value is somewhere around x is equal to 10, comma, y equal to 20. Okay, this is what the input that I'm having it. This is the input domain that I'm having it. I'll run both the programs, your original program as well as one single mutant program, whatever we have generated. No, both the programs will just run it. We don't, we will not concentrate on the syntax of the program right now for our particular understanding. We are not concentrating on the syntax of the program. We think that print hello will print the message hello, print hi will print the message hi. That's it, nothing else. Understanding it? So don't worry about the syntax. In which particular thing, sir, it should be printf. Yes, you can have it. Whichever the language that you are writing it, depending on that, the mutant also should be written in the same particular language. That's it. That's the same. That's a single rule that you need to follow while considering the mutants. Okay, so x is equal to 10, y is equal to 20. This is the value that I'm having it. So 10 is greater than 20? No. In this particular thing, original program will result the value as high. With respect to your mutant program, if you are taking it, then print is hello. So this particular mutant program, you can kill it. Why? Because the resultant, if I just take this particular thing, output here, output is what? High. Here, with respect to your mutant, output is hello. So both are different. You're comparing the outputs. With respect to the output, you're checking it, whether the mutants should be kept or it should be deleted. So here you can just say it can be deleted. Understanding it? Is it clear? We'll just move on to the next one. That's what they are saying it, operand replacement. So we have already seen it. X is greater than y. Replace x by x and y values. You can just change it, or else replace x with a constant. You can just come with that particular thing. So expression modification, that is with respect to your comparison statements, whatever you are making it, equal to or greater than equal to, less than equal to plus y, that is also possible, minus y, yes, that is also possible. Each time one change you can make it. If you want to prepare a mutant, each time one change you can make it. You just the next one is statement modification operator. Statement modification operator, that's what I said. If else is there, else you just take it out. If else, else if else is there. So in that else if, all the statements one at a time, you just remove it. So certain amount of mutants will be generated. So each time you just check out what will be the output, how it will be behaving. Instead of if else block, you change it to some switch statements, how it will be generated. Whether you are getting the same output or different, you can just go with it. That is nothing but here statement modification operators. So there are certain particular modifications. Example has been given. So go to label replacement. Instead of go to a particular label, you can just change it to continue or something like that. Return statement can be replaced with some other particular thing. Return -1 is there means you can say return X or something like that. So what happens? You can just say it. Some particular statement, you can delete it and you can just create a mutant. So these are all nothing but certain particular things which you are all familiar with respect to any programming language. These particular things will be available. That means all these particular sample operators are available. Each change to that particular operator will give you separate mutants. We'll just see it one particular example. That's what my intention is. Okay, before going to it, there are certain types of mutation testing. It has been categorized into three types. One is called as statement mutation. Another one is called as value mutation. Last one is decision mutation. The statement mutation is nothing but